All right, and another huge issue front and center for Americans voting in November, the economy, and which presidential candidate's plan will help your family the most. With me now is Donald Trump economic advisor Steve Moore. All right, Steve, I understand that you, in fact, were with the candidate today. Is that correct?
Well, the meeting was suspended because he was coming up back from Colorado Springs and didn't get back in time. So we'll be meeting in the next few days. But you know, I have been working with Donald Trump for the last couple of months, and we are going to put forward this week, Judge, either this week or early next week, a very pro-growth economic platform.
All right, let me ask you,
by the way,
Steve,
you really nailed it when you said, when you look at Hillary's program, and you said this so well, there is nothing new. In other words, what she proposed was raise the minimum wage, raise taxes on rich people, more shovel-ready projects. We've done that for 8 years. It hasn't worked. What we're going to be talking about is a really dynamic new program to get America back to work again.
All right, I want to ask you about some of the things that were said at the convention by her. She says that anyone willing to work in America should be able to find a job to get ahead. How is that going to happen when, for the last 8 years, that hasn't been the case? What will she do differently?
Well, that's the whole point. Nothing. I mean, I don't know about you, Judge. I didn't hear one new idea in that entire speech. Give more things away for free, raise the minimum wage, and so on. You know, what's really interesting is business, if you listen to that speech, there was very much an anti-rich people, anti-business, anti-employer theme to that speech. And the problem with liberalism, you can't have more jobs if you don't have employers and if you don't have businesses.
Okay.
This idea of bashing our businesses to create jobs, how does that add up?
Well, yeah, and you know what? I can't believe she's part of that 1%, but that's another
Well,
subject.
that's true.
She said the economy isn't working because democracy isn't working. What did that mean?
I wish I knew what that meant, but it is true the economy isn't working. I mean, my goodness, we've had, just look at the Wall Street Journal front page today, Judge, worst economic recovery since the 1930s, since the Great Depression. That wasn't the editorial page, that was the news page. I mean, we've gotten more and more bad news. I actually think right now, Judge, that we're not in a recession, but the businesses in America are in a recession. The only thing that's keeping the economy afloat right now is the consumer, and as their wages stagnate, how much longer can consumers do this?
Because we're up against a break.
Yeah.
What is Donald Trump going to do that can change things?
We're going to do 3 things right out of the gate. Number 1, we're going to reform the tax system, biggest tax cut since Ronald Reagan. We're going to cut the business tax rate to the lowest rate in the world so those businesses come back. Number 2, we're going to have a pro-America energy policy to produce our oil, our gas and coal. We have more oil and gas and coal than any other country in the world. We should be using it. Hillary's against that. Number 3, we're going to repeal Obamacare, and we're going to put in place something that is pro-consumer, reduce costs, because I don't know about you, Judge, but I am not saving $2,500 a year on my health insurance.
Steve Moore, thanks so much for being with us.
Okay, thanks.
All right.